All because I said so means is I'm not explaining it to you. Because I know you don't value the same value points that I have. So I know that even if I explain it to you, you're not going to think that's a value point because it's not your value point.
Just think, like, that's a glass half empty perspective. You could also look at it as my kid, now that they think that this is normal, their work ethic and what they can look forward to can surpass what my great was.
Hey, Dad. I'm recording a podcast with JC right now, and you happen to call right after we finished talking about you.
Okay.
We're talking about... Welcome.
I have a lot of energy today.
You have a lot of energy?
I have a lot.
This is very exciting to me. Do you think we should start off with our opening song, though, before you get going?
Sure, let's just hurry up and do it so I can get back to what I'm saying.
Hey.
Okay. I just played the best round of golf I've ever played in my entire life.
What?
So I just recently got into golfing.
You did just recently get into golf.
2 months ago.
Yes.
2 months ago.
Tiger Woods.
I've been playing ever since.
You love
almost every day.
What do you love about it?
I don't know if it's because it's outside.
Yeah.
The scenery is nice. Bunch of trees, bunch of land.
So it's not just the game. It's the environment around it.
Yeah, it's the environment. You just play nice country music.
Music. You also like country music. Who's the guy we were listening to this week?
Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. I liked him too.
Yeah. Not definitely, a little iffy sometimes, but everybody is. We all are iffy. But anyway, so I played 18 holes today with my boy Josh, and it was phenomenal. We were out there for 4 hours, and I played the best round ever of my life.
Do you want to know how I know you were enjoying yourself?
How's that?
Is because we were supposed to start this recording 3 hours ago, and you just didn't come back. You just didn't come back from the golf course. I had to call you. It was going to your voicemail. It's like, am I supposed to just sit around all day in a onesie just waiting for my son to come home for the time he told me we were going to record? That's how I know you must have been enjoying yourself to have me sitting around here like I'm your employee.
Yeah, that's my bad. Communication wasn't up there.
That's all right.
But I had so much fun.
You did, and I'm glad about that.
And it's just great. You just chill, golf cart. You're just playing golf, chilling, talking business, relaxing. Man, it was phenomenal.
Do you think that do you wish that you would have gotten into golf younger? Because we kind of tried to get y'all into golf. Or are you like, no, it's good for this time?
No, it's great now.
Okay.
I like it because it's a sport that I can play that isn't just overly competitive. Like, because it is competitive, but I can relax and play. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm playing against myself.
I'm glad you had a good morning. So now you feel full of energy because you did that all morning.
Relaxed, rejuvenated, ready to tackle the topic.
Okay. And the topic is...
you
would have done differently.
No. The topic is what you would have done differently as a parent. And then aren't we also flipping the script and asking what you would have done? Because I think there might be parents who are watching that maybe their children are really little, and that will help them to hear some thoughts of what I would do differently. But I think there are some people that are currently 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, that if you say the things actually looking back you would have just done differently as a teenager, it might make them rethink some of the choices that they're making right now. So I think this is a great conversation for a parent to watch with their kid. So should I go first or?
No, I'm going to go first. But let me just say, before I say this, because I don't want to forget, throughout all of our episodes, we have mentioned potential guests that at some point we would like to have. And now that you and I are having this conversation, I just want to say I would love to at some point have Tabitha Brown and her son Chance in an episode with us. And I'm just kind of throwing it out there. Who knows? Maybe Mama Tab, Auntie Tab is going to see this. I've met her several times. She's fantastic. And her son reminds me of you because just basketball.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He's a great kid and he's just all into basketball.
How old is he?
So I want to say he's mid-teens right now. I don't know for sure, but I want to say he's like 14 or 15 years old, somewhere in that range right now. So younger than you. But I just admire Tab, the way she and her husband make sure that their children are included in what they're doing. It just reminds me of when we were bringing y'all up. So her daughter too. So anyway, what if we had a conversation with them at some point?
I think we should. That'd be a little duo mother-son action.
I think so. And because I'm totally into this mom of boys thing. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun talking to your mom every day.
Why do I feel like there was sarcasm dripping all over that? All right, let me tell you the first thing that I would have done differently.
Before that.
Oh.
Wait, I had something to say. I forgot.
Are you already old enough to forget? That's what happens when you start playing golf. See, that's old people stuff right there.
Golf happens and life starts aging quicker. Okay, you're good. Go ahead.
All right. You asked me, the question on the floor for our conversation is what I would have done differently as a parent, what you would have done differently as a teen. Here's my first one. I would have wanted to realize sooner that consistency matters more than perfection. Consistency is greater than perfection, meaning there's this thing that clicks in when you have a kid. You think, you have in your mind, this is the same when you enter a relationship, when you start a new job. We have a picture in our minds of the way it's supposed to look.
Right, yep.
So in your mind, that's perfection, whatever that is. It's supposed to look like this. Well, life rarely ever looks exactly like you think it's supposed to look. But it can be so stressful because you love this individual, this little baby that's just been produced by you. You love them so much that perfect feels like a requirement. It has to be like this. Or in your mind, the consequences of it not being like this are so devastating, you can't imagine the opposite. So the level of frustration, stress, anxiety, criticism of your own self keeps you from actually enjoying the process of parenting. I would have wanted to recognize sooner, and this is something I say to young mothers and fathers when they ask, man, consistency, just showing up, just choose the few things that are going to be your things. And this became, I didn't really become aware of this until y'all were teenagers, when it's harder to, when you're little, y'all are with me. You're with me all the time when you're little. So it's easier to say, we're going to sit down for dinner. Boom. We're going to have devotions. Boom. We're going to go out as a family. It's easier when you're under my foot. But then when everybody's a teenager and all y'all have different practices, everybody has a different whatever. This is when I had to start talking to women older than me, and they kind of all said the same thing. Consistency in 3 things is better and greater than trying to achieve an unachievable level of perfection across 20 things. Just pick 3 things that you can be consistent with and do those.
Is there something that okay, first of all, what was your, if you can remember at 19, 20, 21, 22, your ideal, perfectionist standpoint of oh, I need me to do this for my kids. I want this, how my family, what was that for you?
Well, let me quantify this, or just sort of put a preface out here. I am not a perfectionist by nature, period.
Yeah,
JC and I are the most alike probably of our family members.
Yep.
And he's that way too. We're very, generally speaking, relaxed people, spontaneous, go with the flow, flexible.
Whatever. Nobody
cares. I think it's easier to live that way.
I think it is too.
Yeah, because life doesn't line up.
It's freeing.
It's very freeing. So it's really easy for me to have this conversation. And I want to respect the fact that our type A, they are perfectionists. It's much harder for somebody like that to hear what I'm saying and go, they're like, girl, what?
Right.
But it's easier for me. Okay. So when I was your age and I was looking forward toward what a family would look like, in my mind, it looked the way Nani did it. Nani's my mom. So that's what I thought it was supposed to be. I thought this is what family dynamics work. My parents weren't perfect. They have told us in hindsight things they would do differently. Every parent does. But my mom, while dad was out doing the thing, mom was at home. So we did have dinner pretty much every night that mom cooked. There was no DoorDash at the time.
You did that when we was young.
I did.
When growing up?
I did.
Oh, well, we wasn't eating nothing out the house. We couldn't do nothing.
Nothing.
We would rarely ever was eating out the house.
How much do you appreciate it now?
I could have did a burger now here and there from Wendy's or something.
We made burgers. Back to the question. It looked very traditional, stay-at-home momish. I still love the concept of that. However, our reality wasn't going that way.
Right.
When you guys were really, really, really little, that's when the Lord was opening up these doors for ministry in a way that took me outside of my home. I wrestled with that, JC, because to me, oh yeah,
oh, I never knew this. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it. In fact, and I told the Lord that point blank. I can show you in my journal where I have that written down. Lord, this can't be for me, Because if this
Y'all
means
hear
I have
that?
to leave
That's
home,
crazy, y'all. Wait.
I have to leave home. I have to potentially leave my children. This can't be.
Wow.
This can't be it. And then through a series of wise counsel and me praying about it, here's what happened, JC. This is what happened. You know, when me and your dad got married, your grandmother, Jerry's mom, she lived in Alabama. Remember, she was taking care of her mother at the time. We've told you this. You weren't born, so you wouldn't know.
Okay.
But when we got married, she was taking care of her mother in Alabama.
Okay.
Okay. So then we start having kids. I'm praying like, Lord, you can't want me to travel and be a mother of small children. I can't even imagine that. And the demand on it. Y'all were a lot of work. Having small kids is a lot of work. And also I'm trying to study and prepare to teach. So it wasn't working out in my mind. Right as I'm praying with it and wrestling with it, Miss Mary, Granny, she moved back to Dallas. Remember how intentional she was about finding a home that was near our house?
I don't remember that. No, why would I
Well, you
remember
were
that?
little.
How about I say?
I'm thinking through things that we've told you. Anyway, remember they found a house 10 minutes away.
Right.
Their
Yep.
house. And then remember, well, you don't remember, but she basically was like, oh no, I'm about these kids and I'm about y'all.
Man, love Granny, man.
Do you remember how she would well, you were little, but she traveled with us. You
Right.
remember that? She
Yeah.
was with us. She was like, I will be with y'all everywhere you're going. If we're not going and maybe the boys are going to stay with me, I don't know if you remember this, but she would make the sun like a Sunday dinner. We'd come back from traveling. There would be like a Sunday dinner. She was just like, no, I feel like my whole calling is to just be with, I got grandkids.
Granny was a goat, man.
Wasn't she amazing?
Granny was the goat.
But the point was, she doesn't, I think I told her before she went to heaven, she was the answer to the prayer I was praying. Lord, how do I do? I'm not leaving my kids. I'm not leaving them with random people. And then Granny was like, oh, I got it. So when I nursed y'all and then had to run up on the stage to speak, I was handing you to your grandmother. She was just like this, right backstage. So what I'm saying is the Lord did a series of things, her being the main linchpin, where the Lord said to me, I got it. It's not going to look the way you thought it was supposed to look or should look, but I got it. Just follow me. I'll take care of you. And that's what he's done.
There's so many good things in that.
Oh, there's a million good things in that.
So many good things in that. The thing that stayed out in my head the most is that it's just still crazy that you didn't want to do this. So the very thing that you were a perfectionist about was the very thing that God was trying to call you out of to do the thing that he's done right now. Like, so it's crazy, like how our view of how our life should go hinders us so much from doing actually the thing that God is calling us to do.
And that outside of parenting, which I know is what we're talking about right now, that's been one of the biggest revelations of my walk with the Lord, period. Yes, the Lord gives us desires. He puts in our mind vision for our future and for our business or our ministry, whatever. But then as soon as you have that in your mind, you hand it back to him and say, okay, Lord, now I surrender this vision. I surrender this gifting. I surrender this talent. I surrender this picture in my mind of what this family, what this ministry, what this business is supposed to look like. Now I surrender to the way you want it to look. Help my eyes to be open to see when you're switching the directions and my heart to be tender enough to say, I'll go your direction instead of fighting for mine. So consistency matters more than perfection. So I started deciding when y'all were in your teenage years, and then it got real haywire because everybody's really in different directions. It's not looking anything like.
Right.
I realized I was going to have a lot of anxiety and stress if I didn't think, and again, Miss Rachel, Aunt Rachel, and Miss Trina Jenkins, they don't even know each other. Those are two women in my life they're probably each 10 years older than me, but they don't even know each other. They each said the same thing. Pick 3 things for you and your family that are important. Be consistent. Just show up with those 3 things and let all the rest go. Man, changed my life. Because I just picked 2 or 3 things and I've tried to be consistent with those things. And all the rest, I'm like, well, Lord, I hope you take care of that.
Right, because I'm giving it to you.
I'm giving it to you. Yeah.
I'm off of it. Yeah. I also think what is crazy is how much, I was talking to somebody else about this the other day, how much our parents influence the view of our life.
Totally.
And how we want it. But yeah, it
Negatively
seems
and positively.
Yes, but it just seems crazy. But I was talking, I think, specifically about how your dad was is sometimes how the characteristics that you put on God Yo, that's crazy. Like, if your father like was absent or whatever, how are you supposed to believe that your heavenly Father is always present?
It's much more difficult.
Yeah.
So, my upbringing, your dad's upbringing, totally different. Poppy, my dad, always there. I mean, real super present. Well, your grandfather was never around.
Right.
He didn't show up for none of your dad's games. He didn't participate in their upbringing at all. He abandoned his family. So for your dad, thinking of a father who's consistent, who shows up for you, who is loving, who is faithful, who's got your back, that's been an emotional, mental hurdle he's had to try to overcome that I didn't have to try to overcome because in my dad, I had a picture of it. So I'm so grateful for y'all. Not that your dad is perfect or I'm perfect, but I am grateful that you boys have had a picture of a dad who's present. Because your dad is up in there. He's at all y'all stuff. He's here at the, we've worked not out of the house. He even, I know now I'm on my tangent. Their father, when he was at a job at a corporation where he was on a upward mobility scale. I mean, he was like going to be the president of this company. He would have been gone. He would have been traveling every week and been gone throughout the most of the week to do it. He quit that job. The reason he quit that job was because he said, if I take it, he would have been paid so much money is out of control. He quit that job because he was like, he realized he was going to work before, at the time Jackson was a baby, before Jackson got up, he was already gone. And then when he came back, Jackson was already asleep.
Yeah, no good. No bueno.
He was like, you know what? This not going to work for me.
Right.
And the bravery of that man, when I think back on that, the bravery of a man to say, I'm choosing presence with my son.
Over the present provision.
That's a big deal. I have a lot of respect for your father. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for you.
That's so good. Oh my gosh.
But think about the way that is going to mold y'all's perspective on fatherhood, on the Lord. And you can trust him. You can count on him. He'll be present. Your dad's modeled that. But also when y'all have children, it's occurred to me so many times, I think I've told you this. Y'all's perception of fatherhood shaped by your dad is going to mean in your mind that the mom doesn't raise the kids by herself. In y'all's mind, of course, I'm the dad.
Right.
I'm supposed to be with them. I'm supposed to be at dinner. I'm supposed to be helping in the kitchen because your dad loves to cook it.
Right.
Like y'all's thought about fatherhood, a lot of people don't have.
But I didn't realize that until like I got older.
Yeah, you don't. So you don't realize until you see other people's dads, and then you're like, wait a minute, your dad what?
Your dad not there?
But a lot of people's realities are not. When I went to college, one of my roommates, you haven't talked to her in a long, you've met her before, Janice. But one day we were in our college dorm room. Her father, who was estranged, called. I couldn't imagine she was talking to her dad. The phone was out here. I could hear, sitting where you are, I could hear the call. He's yelling at her, yelling out loud, cursing her because he was calling for money.
What?
And she was like, I don't have no money to give you. Right. He was wailing on her, cursing her out, everything. She hung up the phone. I was like, who was that? She was like, that's my dad. I said,
wait a minute. Hold up a second.
Yeah. I had no concept in my head that was some people's reality until I went to college, really. Yeah. So how blessed are you that God gave you a father that has been consistent?
And a great quote, they refer to like money, but I'm going to transfer this saying. You don't have to come from a wealthy family, but a wealthy family can come for you. Wealth, not just talking about money.
Totally.
But especially in this instance, like, okay, you may not have came from a dad, from that legacy. But how can you understand God's nature enough to where you can have that on your kid? Even as a mother, have that on your kid. Anybody. Like, how can you exemplify that in the legacy after you? Because there's whole generations of lineage that you can't even see that is counting on that.
Totally. And this is kind of brutal, but I think your father has shared this publicly, so I'll say it too. When we got married, Grandpop was there. Yep. You know, your grandpa, he's in heaven now. He was there.
My dad's dad.
Dad's dad. Right before your father, he's so gangster. Right before he walked down the aisle, he looked at his dad and he said, "Thank you for showing me how to be a husband and father because you showed me what not to do."
Hey, Pop,
Ain't
you
that
a
gangster?
You a dog. That is crazy.
That's a horrible thing to say.
He's
But
a
the
dog.
point is, even if that's not what you came from, you can still make the decision, I'm going to do this differently. And it might be harder because you don't have the example and you don't have the model and it's not ingrained in you because you didn't see it. You can still make the choice and choose to get mentors around you who can now model at this point moving forward. So that's what your dad did. He's an example of that. And I'm so grateful. So
Shout out Big Jerry. Shout out Big Jerry.
Jerry Shirer. He's the man. Jerry. So to answer your question, that is one thing I would have done differently. I would have understood earlier that just being inconsistent in a few things is far more important and livable than trying to be perfect in a whole bunch of things. Just let that go.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should flip the script. We can come back to me in a minute. What is one thing you would have done differently as a teenager? You're 21 now. If you could go back and do some of your teenager stuff different.
As it comes to like relating in family.
No, or just as a teenager. Like I think you would have, go ahead. I think you would have read more. You're such a reader now and you realize the importance of consuming information. I feel like you would have valued it sooner.
Yeah. I just don't know what I would have read about. Like, I didn't care nothing about business or finance or entrepreneurship, which is all the books that I read right now.
Yeah.
Or anything theological. I didn't care nothing about church. So it just didn't, I really don't know what I would have read about.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, so what's one thing you would have done differently?
As it relates to family dynamics, I think I would have probably...
Hey, Dad. I'm recording a podcast with JC right now, and you happen to call right after we finished talking about you.
Okay.
We're talking about how great of a father you were and how great of a grandfather you are, and that the model that we have of fatherhood from your consistency and your faithfulness. So I thought since you just called me, we ought to just tell you that's what we're sitting here on air talking about right now.
All right. Beast and Beastet.
Beast
Wow.
and Beastet.
At Hampton?
Nope, we're here at home.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so since everybody can hear you, could you just say what is one thing that if Tony Evans could go back and do fatherhood differently, what's one thing you may have done differently?
Spanked you more.
Wow.
That is a great answer.
I was spanked quite a lot, though.
That's a phenomenal answer.
True, but I needed to do it more.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal answer.
Let's see. I would say,
Is it that you think you were just amazing and perfect?
no, I'm not going to say all that. I would have probably spent a little bit less time with the church and more time with family.
Wow.
Well,
thanks for that, Dad. I appreciate that. It's so funny you're saying that because I was literally just sitting here talking about how present you were with the family.
But I would probably have adjusted a little bit more.
Yeah, understood. Okay, well, thanks for that. I will call you back when we're finished.
Okay, Jerry's not there, is he?
He is. You can call his phone. He's in the living room.
Because I just called him and he's not answering. Okay.
Okay, I'll tell him to call you back.
Okay, tell him to call me back.
Okay, bye. You were talking. Do you remember? Oh, man.
Oh, I was thinking about who would differently in my family dynamic when I was a teenager.
What would you have done differently in your teenage years now that in hindsight, you're just out of them, you're 21. Like, what are you like? I should have
done that differently.
Or maybe it helps you to look at it this way. If there's a teenager watching right now and you were going to give them advice, here's something that will make your teenage years actually a lot easier.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, all right.
Listen to your parents. and I say that like, because full disclosure, some of the best and most fun times in high school was me doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. not going to lie to you.
That don't sound like wise counsel.
Yeah, that's not wise. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I would have a lot. It's more fun when your parents can trust you. Like, it's just so much more fun.
So great.
Because when your parents are not like, when your parents are like, oh, yes, you can stay out a little bit later, 30 minutes later, because,
we can trust you.
We can trust you. We know you're not wilding. You're just like having fun or whatever. Then they can do that. But if not, they're going to be asked you to come home an hour early because we don't know what you're doing out there. And it puts more stress on them, and they can't. And then now you're miserable because it's just a whole bunch of. Just if you just listen and do what you're supposed to do, you'll have so much more time and trust to hang out with your friends, create better memories, all that type of stuff.
That is so good.
Yeah,
I wish I would have done that as a teenager too. I was not very trustworthy when I was a teenager. So I agree. If your parents can trust you, because we're really waiting to give you your privileges.
Right.
Like, we love that you're having freedom. We love that you have some privileges. Go enjoy your life with your friends.
Right.
But you're right. If we can't trust you, then we can't say yes.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you actually can't do that. And so I think if I had to go back differently, I would not do some of the stuff that I did to lose the trust of my parents. I would just obey, take the hit. Because sometimes, they may just be like, hey, come home. And you're like, dude, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just sitting here chilling with the homies.
But we need you to come home for other reasons that you might not know.
Sometimes it'd be reasons that they just don't have a reason. Sometimes
it's a feeling. Sometimes it's a intuition. You will understand this. When you have a kid, sometimes it's more women than men, by the way, so maybe not, but you will. Uh-huh. There is sometimes this gut level feeling, my kid needs to come home.
So I have a great question, actually. Have you ever told me to do something just because you felt like it and you
Totally.
But like with no conviction, no feeling, no reason, there
would be a reason,
just come home.
But there would be a reason that you would still say is no big reason. Sometimes the reason was, I need everybody to be here because this is the only time this week we have a 3-hour window where we'll all be in the house. So to you, that wouldn't be enough of a reason.
Right.
Like, it's no gut level conviction. It's just,
right.
No, I wanted all 3 of us to be, or all 5 of us to be in the house, all 3 of my sons to be here at the same time. And this is it.
Right. But have you ever just been like, nope, just do it because I said so? Like the parents do the because I said so card. Is that always, like, have you ever done it because I said so? Just because you said so, or was there always an underlying reason to the because you said so?
There's an underlying reason.
Always.
Now, I'm not saying always. I can't point to a time, though, that I would have said that and there wasn't a reason underneath. I'm not explaining. All because I said so means is I'm not explaining it to you. Because I know you don't value the same value points that I have. Mm-hmm. So I know that even if I explain it to you, you're not going to think that's a value point because it's not your value point.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's not a reason. It means my reason matters to me, and I know it won't matter to you. So I'm going to say because I said so. That's why.
Do you think that some parents do the because I said so just to excess like power and authority?
I think obviously that's possible. Everybody does what they. I can't speak for all parents. So yes. However, I think more than you can imagine. The reason they are saying because I said so is only because they know the explanation to you is not worth it. Right. It would be like you trying to explain to your 3-year-old cousin. You got a bunch of little cousins and you trying to tell them in detail of why it's important that they not go outside near the pool while there aren't adults out there. And you're really explaining to them and they're looking at you like, yeah, but the pool looked fun though. They can't compute those layers.
Right.
So most of the time when people are saying because I said so to their kid, it is because there is a reason you not even going.
Right, not even going. Right. Well, the point is sometimes just bite the bullet. Like from a teen, like from from me to you, if you're younger watching this, just bite the bullet, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Your parent
like
says no, you can't do that.
Yeah, and you like, bro, I'm not even doing anything wrong. Like it seemed like there's really no just bite the bullet because I promise you that same feeling you're having now of having fun, in about 2 weeks you're gonna be having the same feeling. And then if you don't give them the back and forth, they may let you stay out longer and have more fun. You know what I'm saying? Like you always think in the moment, this is going to be the best time. Like I'm going to miss it. The FOMO, all the stuff, yada, yada, cool, whatever. But it's going to roll back around multiple times. And that one could ruin the rest. But if you just bite the bullet the one time, it'll sustain you much longer. So like think future tense in that situation as far as listening to your parents and not just present tense. It'll steward you well throughout high school, especially when you get to your junior and senior year.
Very good.
Because junior and senior year, you want to be outside. Like you trying to
be out in these streets.
You trying to have all the fun. And so, especially before everybody goes up to college, you get your car, your license, you know what I mean? And so don't missteward that freedom and that responsibility. But what I'm saying is that you're going to have a lot of fun times doing that, where you can go wherever you want. Your parents don't have to drop you off. You can just do whatever. Like, make sure that in those times they can trust you. And in return, they'll give you a lot more freedom, a lot more stewardship, a lot more leniency with times you do make mistakes or whatever, because they're like, we know he's a good kid. He ain't trying to do all the wrong stuff like that.
Okay. For this back half of the conversation, let's switch the question for both of us. Instead of asking what would we do differently, let's answer the question, what did we do that actually we're glad we did in those seasons of our life? So here's the thing that comes to my mind for parenting. Because my natural bent is toward relaxedness, one of the things I'm glad I did was that I was a yes person with y'all. Meaning anything I can say yes to, yep. Even if it's not my preference. If it's not a solid no, then to me, as many yeses as you can give, it helps the no be cushioned. So, y'all were boys. So to me, if you want to dye your hair blonde, grow dreadlocks, cut everything off, sure. You know what I mean? Because I'm not worried about you damaging your hair, or, you're boys. So to me, that was an easy yes. Because when you asked me for a tattoo at 16, I'm going to say no. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I was just like, what are as many ways as we can say yes? And even if we don't love the fact that their hair is purple right this minute, if we can say yes, because does it really matter?
Right. Is it that serious?
Yeah. Is it that serious? Or is it actually just my preference and I'm putting it on them? But does it matter for their well-being? Does it have something to do with their character? Or am I actually just worried? Because this is the thing for a lot of parents. You actually are just worried about people's perception of you reflected from your child. So you're saying no to something for your kid. Seriously, a lot of times you're saying no, you can't do that, you can't dress like that, can't wear that, can't go there, can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Really, because you're worried about what people will think of you if your kid is there. But that thing your kid is doing or saying or participating in, it's actually just fun. It's actually just, it's okay. It's not a reflection of their character, and it's not shaping them negatively. So to me, that's one thing I'm glad I did well, or good enough. I probably should have done it better. But I tried to just say yes as much as possible. And your dad is more of a stickler than me.
He's more like, nah.
Yeah, he'd be like, no. And I'm like, just say yes. We're going to have to say no to 8 other things. So let's say no to these 10.
Yeah.
Say yes to
and I
these
caught
10.
on to that. So I would ask mom a lot of things.
Yeah, you would. He played the end against the middle.
Oh, all the time. Like, I knew, okay.
But we weren't suckers.
Situation,
we knew what he was doing.
Oh, of course they did. But, still got to ask him. If I know, okay, it's this situation here, I'm going to ask mom, because she's more likely to say yes to anything, social gathering, anything like that. Dad, whenever it comes to some money, ask dad. He going to come through at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you got to know gotta know who to ask.
I'm like, give them nothing. They have to work for everything from the ground up.
Right. And I'm like, I just want a burger. Wendy's.
I'm going to give you an example of that, then you can answer the question. My example of that is because we traveled so much their whole upbringing, and as I've mentioned before, they were homeschooled. They came with us everywhere. Well, they had a ton of miles. They had like gold status when they were 8 and 10. Love. So the fact is, when we were traveling, oftentimes they could be upgraded. We never paid for them to be in first class or anything, but they would be upgraded because they had gold status or whatever. So I had a problem with that.
I just don't understand.
Just the principle that you did not actively work for something that is a benefit that a lot of people that pay money or work hard to get these tickets for this one trip they're taking this year, for y'all traveling was so regular. I'm not saying there's anything bad about it. It's fine. But I'm saying that's one of the ways me and your dad differed, because I would say, oh, no, I don't care if they get the upgrade. Don't give them the upgrade. They need to sit.
That's so sad. I still don't get this. Okay, now we're going to talk about this.
Not all the time, but some of the time I was like, oh, no, I don't want to develop in them an expectation.
Right.
That this is regular.
Right. Yeah, like I can hear that. Except that's literally Christianity. We don't deserve the upgrade, but
come on, Reverend.
Nope, we're not back to this Reverend thing.
Come on, Reverend.
It's just a fact. We don't deserve the upgrade, but because Jesus paid the price, not us, we get to reap the benefits of eternal. Come on.
Listen, let me write it down right now. That's going in the message for sure.
That's really good, actually.
Okay.
That's really good.
I'm writing it down.
But my point is, you blocking our blessing. How you blocking my blessing? Because you did well for yourself.
You talking about the price has already been paid.
The price has already been paid. All they did was the flight attendant just asked us for the upgrade. The Holy Spirit was tugging us to the front.
Sir, no, come back. You're wearing this illustration out.
But anyways.
Okay, I understand.
I just don't get it. Like, it's not like you were paying the extra money. Like, they asked us, hey, upgrade. Let me get my cranberry juice and orange juice before I take off.
You can get that in Coach as well.
Not before you take off. I want it before I take off.
Okay. I think for me, it was the principle that when things come too easily, you actually don't, this is for everyone, you don't appreciate what came easy, that you didn't have to pay a cost for. I don't mean money. I mean that you didn't till the soil to gain. You actually become, whether or not the extreme of entitled, you just, it loses its relish.
Yeah.
And then I thought, if at a very young age, they are already flying first class. Again, it's no fault of your own. We just traveled a lot and you had miles. So if that happens, what will they look forward to? Like, you also pull that away from life too. If stuff happens too soon in a young person's life, as you get older, you realize there are very few things you get to actually wake up in the morning with that night before Christmas feeling. Do you remember how when you're a kid and you can barely sleep the night before Christmas? And then by the time you're 16 or 17, that night before Christmas thing isn't the same anymore already.
Right.
Then when you're 30, it's like, oh Lord, tomorrow's Christmas. That means I got to get up early and,
Right.
So I thought, what if these privileges kind of take the relish off of some of the fun of the next thing in life because they got it early?
I just think, like, that's a glass half empty perspective.
Okay.
Like the glass half full perspective, which I feel like I would come to.
I think you've told me this before.
Yep.
Does this have to do with Steve Harvey? Steve Harvey said something that you actually...
Really?
Anyway, but go ahead with what you're going to say, then I'll remind you.
I would say that's the glass half empty perspective. You could also look at it as, my kid, now that they think that this is normal, their work ethic and what they can look forward to can surpass what my great was.
Yes, their threshold is like, their bar is higher, so they want this for their life because they've already experienced.
Like, I think that's what I love about
motivation.
Like, yes, that's for me. That's what it is. Like, I use that as motivation. It's like, yo, like my parents did this. Like, I have to exceed. I have to supersede, and that can be a hindrance at some points. But it's like, man, like I have such a great like this is normal. So I'm striving for the next thing, like in a good way. The bar is just set higher.
Yeah.
And so this is a bad example because it's not like that has to be the next thing. But like what if, because you set the bar at first class, now that means private like jets or private planes are now in my scope of reality.
Reference.
Like, I think it's reality because the bar is closer to that. Like, and that could be in anything. That could be,
that's just, you're just saying that's an example of if the bar is here, exposure basically is what you're saying. When you have exposure to one level of thing, it makes you go, oh, this is an option for me.
Yeah, this is actually possible. This is attainable.
Do you think that it depends on the wiring
of the person? 1,000%.
Because that same thing can hit a kid, one kind of kid, and make them entitled and ungrateful and expect it.
Right.
It could hit another kid, and like you said, they remain grateful, and it feels like motivation to them to be able to acquire that same or better.
I think at the end of the day, how each person stewards it is... like, they're going to steward, like, stewardship is with whatever you have. So whether they had it at a lower, like, let's say coach or whatever, in first class and then private, like, they're going to steward whatever and be entitled to whatever they have at any point. Maybe it's different levels, but I'm trying to think about what my point in saying that was.
We're talking about different people and how they react to that.
Right.
Those levels of...
But at least, at least... the bar is still like whenever they get to past that ungrateful, entitled attitude, then you still have a broader perspective of what's possible to other people. And so I think that like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can definitely see your perspective.
There's also like this
but Steve Harvey, by the way, is the one who you saw him make a comment about that.
I thought I just came with that in my head.
You told me that he had flown first class. I think that's what we were talking about. It was in flying. He had flown first class, and he's so tall.
Time,
that once he had experienced the leg room and his body not hurting after getting on the plane, he was like, "Oh, this right here is the way I'm going to fly." And it had never even occurred to him before to think of buying a first class ticket. But once you have exposure, he was saying it didn't make me entitled. It made me motivated to be able to afford comfort because he traveled so much. So I remember you telling me that was one of the things that kind of clued you into the fact that just because you experience a privilege doesn't mean the result is going to be entitlement. It might mean the result is just motivation for you to have that same thing.
Yep. And I think also, I mean, but it does go both ways, because I heard this one quote and it goes like, a poor man's son will drive a BMW, and a BMW's son will drive a Benz, and a Benz son will drive a Ferrari, and a Ferrari son will drive a Bugatti, and the Bugatti son will go back to walking. And then it was
he doesn't steward.
Yeah, and it was saying because comfortable times create weak men.
Okay, wait a minute. Start from the beginning, because actually I think the beginning was a truck, or a horse-drawn carriage or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was like,
and then he works hard, and now his kid drives a Ford truck, and then he works hard and drives
a BMW,
his son.
And then it's like and then it just goes up in the ranks, and then
all of a sudden, this great grandson of this guy. He's back to walking or riding. Yeah, because he didn't realize all the work that went into achieving that.
And it was like tough circumstances create strong men. Strong men create something, and then that creates, and then comfortable situations create weak men. So
that has always been one of my major concerns as a parent. Again, I'm speaking as a mother of sons, is that I'm like, I don't want no weak boys who are comfortable, and the pressure of life in a responsible way has not developed the man part of you that needs to know how to rise up and be resourceful. Find a solution. Is there a problem? Don't talk about the problem.
Right.
You should already be coming to the table with 4 solutions for this problem.
Right.
Fix it.
Right. Fix it.
Well, that doesn't happen if everybody keeps jumping in and fixing your problems for you.
That's true. That's a hard balance, actually.
Oh, it's a very hard balance. As a parent, anybody that is a parent, you want your child to be as happy and as comfortable as possible. So at some point, you have to discipline yourself to step back and go, oh, yeah, that's a problem. What are you going to do about that?
Right. How are you going to fix it?
Troubleshoot with them. They can ask your advice, but what you have to resist the urge to do is get in there and make it work for them. That's hard.
Yeah, I don't think as a parent, I think I'll be like, figure it out. Like, I want to see how you navigate the situation. I think I'll be like that. To a certain, maybe I obviously don't have kids.
It will
to a
be
certain
interesting,
extent.
especially if you have a girl.
Oh yeah, I don't know about her, but the son.
I feel like she's gonna be wrapped right. Jerry said if he has a granddaughter, your dad, if he had a granddaughter, he said he wants me to know right now all resources that would have gone to me will now be reallocated
in the will
to this sweet little girl.
Yeah, I gotta have a daughter. I just want to see how.
Can you imagine your dad with a daughter?
I'm just gonna be like,
he's just gonna be like,
I'm just my dad here, right?
He's gonna be like, the girl is coming over tonight, Priscilla. Get out of the bed. She's staying with me.
I'm like, dad here. Just see what happens. Oh, it's gonna be hilarious.
He's gonna be in love.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I gotta have a girl now. I want to have all sons, but
we have a few more minutes. You were going to answer the question. 45.
Ooh.
You were going to answer the question really quickly. I answered what I'm kind of glad I did as a mom. Not perfectly, but so what is something you're glad you did as a teenager? You actually are like, I did this, and I'm glad I did that. I can think of like 8 things. Go ahead.
Well, I have a lot of things that I'm glad I did in my teen years, but I'm trying to still incorporate it in the family thing.
You don't have to. It can be anything, because whatever you're going to say might be inspiring to a young person that's in their teenage years right now, even outside of their family dynamic.
But I want to stay on brand just a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think if I can think of one. I'm glad that I took my parents' advice on most things. Like, I think I actually like listened to you guys' like wisdom and knowledge and advice in a lot of different areas.
You did.
Not in every, but I feel like for the most part, I was like, oh, my parents are like, they know what they're talking about. You know, like, let me do that in this area, or their advice to me here can help frame my perspective on this situation or help, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I did that at it decently well. And I feel like that helped me probably in a lot of areas in life. I would say that.
So listening and absorbing what your parents have to say.
Your parents went through a lot more life than you have. So
they really have.
Yeah, they have a lot more.
They already did it.
They already did it. So I would say that I did that fairly well. Could have been way better, but did that fairly well. And I would, if I were y'all, I would listen to your parents' wisdom. It's because they know it. They've been through it. And there's so many mistakes and problems that you could not have to go through, and emotional turmoil and problems and stuff that you don't have to go through if you just listen.
Yeah.
So sometimes just listen, like, into their advice, to their wisdom, and how to navigate certain circumstances or like things that you're going through.
So, for example, one of the things I said to you, which I do feel like you've kind of listened to, is I remember when y'all were, teenagers. I had this conversation with your younger brother this morning. We're talking about prom and homecoming and all that, which he's getting into now. It's his junior year of high school. And I said, I always told your brothers, when you're getting ready for homecoming and prom, think about, you can have a date, but think about the group of friends you and your date want to go with. It's so much more fun. Just like no pressure. It just feels like it's more, it feels like it would just be an easier environment for you and your date. And I feel like you always did that. You went to homecoming and prom and all that with friends. And I felt like that was one of the things you were like, because we were generally that way about girlfriends and stuff. We were like, if you really like somebody, let us know. But in general, have just a bunch of friends right now. Like, don't hem yourself up too soon.
Right.
And I feel like that was one of the things you actually absorbed.
Why Dad limping?
Is Dad limping?
You good, Pop? Do what you do.
Oh, he was trying to tiptoe and be kind. He doesn't know he must have heard us talking about him because he just walked in the room. We've been talking about him the whole time. Anyway, I think this has been a great conversation.
I had a great time, actually.
Yeah.
Great conversation.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed.
The family episode.
Bye.
Bye.